Hey, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, and today I'm going to give you guys an optimization guide for Duet Night Abyss. This will show you the best settings to use on PC, alright, and while I am playing on an RTX 5090, alright, I will try and guide you guys for mid-range PCs as well, so hopefully this video will be helpful to you guys. If you have seen my streams, I stream in 1440p 60FPS, you can see how smooth the gameplay is, alright, I'm going to show you that. So make sure you stay till the end because there'll be a demonstration at the end with full frame rates and everything. In fact, let me just quickly show you. What you will see is a little bit of an overlay up the top there, which will show you my GPU utilization, frames, everything you need in order for you to understand that, we've put the work in and we've discovered the best possible settings. So let's get started. Oh, but before we do, quick shameless promo. If you guys haven't already seen it, I make music on SoundCloud as well as being a verified artist on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, wherever. I am a verified artist. If you guys want to support this channel for free, play my tracks, enjoy my music, but take note, it comes out on SoundCloud first. So if you want the latest releases, SoundCloud is the way, but I get paid no matter where you play my tracks. All right? Now, let's get started. I'm going to show you the best settings that you guys can use in order to achieve smooth gameplay, especially if you've been having problems with lag, stuttering, all this kind of stuff. All right, let me show you what to do. Hopefully this guide will be exactly what you need. Now, let's get started. First, from this menu. All right, before you even start the game, what you need to do is you need to choose your quality preset. Why is this important? Okay, what will happen is that even if you choose a lot of settings here, they'll be reset once you get into the game, which is totally fine. But at least you need to understand a few things first, okay? So choose your preset. If you are on a high-end PC like me, extreme, of course. So for example, 4090, 5090, you can choose extreme. If you're on the 4080, 5080 and all that, choose high. And if you're on a mid-range PC, like you're still using the 30 series cards or stuff like that, you probably want to choose average. Try not to choose low or extremely low because actually the lowest settings can worsen your performance even more by trying to scale it down, which is really weird. So choose average, all right, if you are on a mid to low end PC, but mid-range PC is kind of needed for most games to do well. Now, the other thing that you're going to want to do is cap your frame rates, okay? Never choose the unlimited option because this will cause your GPU utilization to spike to 100%. For high-end PCs, 120. If you are on a mid-range PC, cap it at 60. All right, at least until they release more optimization fixes. If you're on a low-end PC, cap it at 30, okay? This cap will assist your GPU utilization and ensure that you don't see too many spikes going up and down, which is what is actually causing the stuttering feeling, all right? The rest of the settings we'll have to change once we actually get into the game. Why? Because no matter what you set here, it's going to change once you log in. Let me prove it. I'll set shadows to average right now. Okay, I'll leave the rest of the settings, but once we go in, shadows will change back to extreme. So once you understand your preset, okay, log into the game. Once you're here, this is where you're going to do the real settings work, all right? As you can see, my frame rates are still capped at whatever I set it at, but shadow quality has gone back up to extreme. I don't know why they have this problem of not saving your settings correctly, but don't think too hard about it. Okay, let's go through one by one and I'll teach you what to do. First and foremost, when it comes to using DLSS, all right, if this option is available to you, I don't know if FSR or some of the other options are available as well, but there is a DLSS option, okay? And for DLSS, what I do is that I set it to DLAA, which is native settings effectively, all right? I find that this gives me the best visuals, but if you have issues with frames, okay, what you can do first and foremost, drop this down to quality. Okay, that should assist with your frames a little bit. It probably won't help your GPU utilization, but this is what you can do to save some frames. Okay, so DLA quality. If you're already on quality and you're still having problems, drop it down to balanced, but you probably don't want to go below that or the game might look like ass in some locations. Okay, frame rate we already set and you guys already know what to do. Shadow quality. Whatever your preset is here, so if you have to reselect your preset, reselect it again. So you could start with extreme if you're on a high-end PC, or high if you're on a high-ish end PC but not confident, or mid-range or low-end PC average, all right? So you choose your setting here. We'll go based off extreme settings. The first thing you'll do is your shadow quality, drop it by one level. No matter what, just drop it by one level. This will help with your GPU utilization and frames a little bit. It won't save you a lot, but the little drops add up, okay? So shadow quality, always drop it by one. Whatever preset you play on, like dropping this by one will not change how the game looks by much at all, but it can save you some frames and it can save you some GPU utilization. This is pretty much standard in all games, so usually I'll pick whatever preset and then I'll drop shadow quality by 1. Okay, if you really struggle, you can drop it by 2. So for example, I'm on extreme and I dropped it down to average. It can help a lot, but that's because shadows are usually useless for the gameplay, especially when you're enjoying fast-paced action, and it will usually save you quite a bit from your GPU. Right? For me, I usually just drop it by 1 and it's fine there. Okay, great. Next, you can ignore the rest of the settings. The visual effects quality, you can drop it by 1 level if you really want to. But this one, I leave it to your personal taste. If you really struggle, drop it by 1 level, you should be fine. But I like to leave this high so that I can enjoy the game. VSync, please make sure you turn it off. Okay. Crowd density, you want to drop it from whatever preset down by 1 level. So although I'm on the extreme preset, I dropped it down to high. This is standard across all the presets. Why? Because again, the more characters that have to be rendered, the more frame stuttering, especially when you're in cities or populated locations. Okay. Anti-aliasing gets set to TAA no matter what it says before you log into the game. I don't know why that is, but I just don't bother and don't think too hard about it. Now, texture quality. Okay, this is important only if you're struggling with VRAM. What do I mean by VRAM? You should know how much VRAM is in your graphic card, right? So my GPU has 32 GB VRAM. But if you have like say 16 GB VRAM or 12 GB VRAM or 10 GB VRAM, okay, lower your texture quality. This is what will stop your VRAM from bursting through the cap. Okay, you generally, for example, let's say you've got 10 GB VRAM, you only want to be utilizing about 8 GB. So try to adjust this accordingly. All right, drop it from your preset by however many levels you need, okay, in order to achieve the VRAM target. i.e., for example, if you're at 10 GB, you want to achieve the VRAM target of 8 GB-ish, should be all right. This will keep your game from having any video memory problems or things like that. So for me, since I'm nowhere near the cap, I just choose extreme, but you adjust this in accordance and it should help a little bit, okay? It won't solve all your problems, but it should help a little bit. And that's it. That's all the settings you need, okay? So now that you've heard about all the settings you need, I'm sure you guys want some proof. So let's go do a quick commission. So we'll just do a termination because this is one of the fastest. And what I want you to do is pay attention to the overlay at the top. All right, this will show you my frames, GPU utilization, CPU utilization, as well as latency. So let's get started straight away. Thanks for that random information, Snow. Okay, now take a look up there and keep an eye on the frame rates. Do you see it drop by like 1? Okay. Occasionally it will. It will occasionally drop by like 1 point, but it should stay stable most of the time. And you'll see that here. Okay. This is what it should look like if you've properly optimized your in-game settings and your hardware can handle it. Even in combat with effects and graphics, it only drops by like say 1 or 2 points. All right. This is a sign of very stable frame rates, which is what you want. If you do not achieve stable frame rates, then you will need to tweak your settings as what I've explained to you guys. All right. Visual settings is the most likely culprit. Sorry, visual effects is the most likely culprit if you're really struggling, as well as shadows. Again, if your problem is VRAM, that is something that you don't even have to be in combat to test or check. So take note of that. Okay. You see, it only ever dips by like 1 or 2. This is natural. All right. As long as it's not showing spikes, as long as it's not spiking up or down, you should be fine. All right. So these are how you can check for yourself as well. Make sure that you've got the right flow to your gameplay. And as long as there are no like major spikes, gameplay will be very smooth. Okay. As long as you're not getting unnatural spikes, things are okay. If you start getting unnatural spikes, that's where you have most of your problems.
I think I heard the crying of a genie mon. Let's go rescue it.
Oh, there's an extra genie mon there too. All right, sorry, we have to rescue the genie mon. There's no way I'm just gonna let that go. Hello, genie mon. Let's start the challenge. Where are they coming from? Ah, there. All right. Come on, leave the little genie mon alone. There we go. Okay, free genie mon. Now let's get out of here. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't finished up the recording here, okay, my goal is not for you to just watch me play this, but other than the fact that you've already seen my GPU utilization is well below 50 and my frames are very stable, which should be the way. Okay, there's a little something that I want to show you at the end, so please pay close attention to the FPS right now. Okay, watch the overlay carefully. Do you see the dip there? All right, that dip is natural, but it should only last for a moment. If you see a lot of fluctuations, especially when exiting a mission, loading in new areas and things like that, then that's a sign that you need to tweak your settings, okay? If the spike only lasts for a short moment while entering an area, that's totally fine. Do you see that happen again? It dipped again and it went back up to the natural amount. So just be aware of that. As long as the spike doesn't last for long or doesn't keep occurring, you're okay. So that's it for my guide. I hope this helps you guys. Thank you very much for watching this. If you guys enjoy my content, leave a comment as to what kind of guide I should produce next. All right, I'll feature some of those comments in my next video. Don't forget to support my music if you guys would like to. I really am grateful to those that do. And last but not least, if you haven't already, please like this video. The more of you that like the video, the more helpful I can be, because likes tell YouTube that this video should be spread around to other people. If you guys want to thank me a little extra, you can hit the 3 dots and send a super thanks, but that's only if you got like spare money. Most of it will be reinvested in my stream setup, in the videos that I do, as well as like for the games that I play. I might buy cosmetics to make the game look cooler and things like that, but it's up to you if you want to do that, to donate or support. I mean, you can tip as well. Link is in the video description. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope this is helpful to you guys, and of course those that do support will receive a thank you like this on stream and on my videos. All right, this is the first one that we ever did, and we're going to do a new one very soon. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone. All right, and see you in the next video. Leave a comment. Catch you then.